Heyo everybody, Haku here for my Tower of God, Zahard's Princesses Explained Part 2. Now, I've been very busy with things outside of YouTube. I've tried to keep up at least once a day uploads, and I should be good to go back to uploading as much as I can every single day again. Of course, I don't want to flood it with too much that we're not interested in, but I mean stuff that we are interested in, get back to posting everything on time. So this was a few days behind because I haven't had time to record it until now, so I am deeply sorry for that. Because of that, I don't know if tomorrow, which will be Tuesday for me, I don't know if I'll be recording another Tower of God video then, or if I'll just have the one on Thursday and the next Princess Explained part on Saturday. I'm not sure if I'll just do those two videos or if I'll do a third one tomorrow. I already have stuff planned for tomorrow for other series, and since this is going up on Monday, I may not if I can't think of anything that I'm like, oh yeah, I really want to upload this. So we'll just see how things go, but I don't want to get too distracted on that. Let's get back to the point. I went over a lot of the basic general info on what princesses are and such in the last episode of this, so if you do want to see, well, I guess if you want to see the first 5 princesses, I think I went over 5, as well as the general info, go look at part 1, because I'm not going to re-go over it here. I'm just going to go ahead and get into more princesses. And we're going to start out with one that is, from what I've seen, people commenting on my top favorite characters, this is a lot of people's favorite, or definitely up there as one of their favorites. And that's going to be Androssi Zahard, someone who's been with us in a very strong way since Volume 1, even though Volume 2 we haven't seen her quite as much. So Androssi Zahard is still an informal princess. That means she's a regular, she's still climbing the tower, and once she does make it to the top, she will then become a formal princess, and possibly be offered one of the 13-month series. But, starting with her history, there was a member, he was a ranker from a branch family of the of one of the 10 great families, and he was the only ranker in his branch family, so he wanted to make the family more powerful, and the way he planned to do that was to produce a Princess of Zahard. So he started adopting a lot of different girls from around that area that he deemed to have, potential and such, and Androssi was one of those girls. Now, the girls would receive their food at the end of the day based on how they performed in training. So, of course, when she first started out, Androssi was left to eat cold, stale bread on the cold, hard floor. Not sure why everything bad always has to be cold, but that's the way it is. So that's where she started out, and she said that one day she did better than one of the other girls in training and got to eat at the table. And upon tasting the difference, like getting the food at that table, she knew that she had to try all of it, and from then it's implied that she killed all of the other girls so that she could sit at the table and eat all of the food alone. So, it's a very, hardcore backstory, really, for our characters here in Tower of God, and one that I think is it's not brought up that often, how she freaking just killed a bunch of the other girls to become the strongest. So it's very, very interesting and sometimes overlooked, I feel. When it comes to powers, Androssi has incredible physical fighting skills and talents with many different weapons. And in addition to that, she's also now got teleportation powers thanks to the bonbon, which is the item that she won in the, what was it called? The one-shot, one opportunity part of the workshop battle. And when it comes to trivia about Androssi, she has a small horn on one side of her forehead, and this is just assumed to maybe be a racial trait, whatever sort of race she is, they have those horns. In addition to that, she started climbing the tower at an age that's very, very old, or not really very, very old, but that's pretty old for a Princess of Zahard, and that is she didn't start climbing the tower until she was 300 years old. Androssi Zahard is very famous, and she's like at the height of her fame right now as a famous climbing princess, and she was ranked the #1 girl I'd most want to date in canon by some magazine or television show, I guess, but it is mentioned in Archimedes. Next up is Arie Hagipherione Zahard. I always that's a very hard name to get right, but she's the 36th ranked ranker, which is very, very highly ranked. Out of all of these people in the tower, she's the 36th strongest. That's pretty impressive. And beyond that, she is the owner of the sword named Red October, one of the 13-month series. She is also the only person other than Ulrich Mazenot to pass Arie Hohn's special test on the 100th floor, and her reward for doing so was stated to be something very personal and childish. And lastly, she is currently cursed as to be the only one princess of the Arie family, including all of its branches. And that curse was laid by the next princess on our list, Arie Horn Zahard. She was the first ever Princess of Zahard. It hasn't been stated what happened to her, but it has been stated that she is presumed to have cursed the Arie family to only have one princess at a time. So I definitely want to learn more about her being the first ever princess and what made Zahard take a first ever princess like that, and what happened to her that she would curse the Arie family like that. I think there's a really deep story to be told there. And surprisingly enough, because I knew it would take a long time to do Androssi and a long time for this one as well, this is going to be the last princess we talk about today, and that will be Eurasia Enne Zahard. She is the Great White Shark, ranked number 7th in the entire tower, which of course makes her one of the strongest beings ever. She's tied as one of the strongest beings with Androssi Zahard, one of the strongest beings to ever be born in the tower. It is said that she climbed the tower with gorgeous looks, a pacifistic personality, and incredible, overwhelming power. She just has incredible power, and I think it's amazing. Like, her story is one of the most detailed stories that we have not gotten yet in the canon of the actual manhwa, that we've only been told about by SIU in the afterwards and blogs and stuff. We haven't been actually shown. So this is just an incredible story that I have gone over at least once before when I was at least once or twice before I have done this for other video series, but it's just such an impressive character that I'm assuming we will see sometime in the future, because I don't think that SIU would make a story like this not to have it be involved in some way. So, Eurasia Enne Zahard, her power was considered a level above any other princess. She was just on an entire different level. None of them stood a chance against her, and she was given the colorless December when she became a ranker as one of the 13-month series. But once she was given it, she started to exhibit these weird... She had a pacifistic personality, but she would have these weird fits of anger and murderous anger where she would pretend to be kind and pacifistic and then all of a sudden snap and kill someone for no apparent reason. And her just psychosis got worse and worse as time went on. She disappeared around the same time that Garam disappeared, or Garam Zahard disappeared after murdering Uram Zahard. And there were rumors that the two were like in on things together, but it's not really, it doesn't really seem like these rumors were true, but they could have been. And because Garam was sane, she was able to escape and just live on her own wherever she escaped to, presumably the 43rd floor. But we'll talk about that in the next episode of this when we get to Garam. But Eurasia Enne was psychotic, so she couldn't hide. The more rankers and important people that Zahard sent to capture her or to stop her, the more she would kill. She just went on a killing spree, essentially, taking down anyone Zahard sent after her. Now, when she disappeared, and because of going on the run like this, and all the people she killed, she was made a high ranker, and she was given the sobriquet Great White Shark, which again is a very imposing one that really makes me want to see the character. So her insanity continued to grow until she was eventually captured and brought before Zahard to answer for what had happened, what she had been doing. And when she snapped when she was in front of Zahard. She killed a bunch of his rankers and guards and men, and she even killed 2 other princesses of Zahard, Rebecca Pone Zahard, and hold on, there's one I'm forgetting. Rebecca Pone Zahard, and she also killed Enne Zahard. And after killing the 2 of them, she was eventually stopped by Pondo Zahard and Kun Masheni Zahard, with rumored help from Hace Zahard and even the interference of Zahard himself, which to me is an incredible story, that she killed all those people, including 2 other princesses, and it took potentially 3 princesses plus Zahard himself to stop her. But once she was stopped, Zahard couldn't bring himself to kill his own daughter. So because he couldn't kill his own daughter, he sealed her away, and he also sealed away the colorless December, because at this point because all the ignition weapons are alive, they have a sentient spirit within them. The spirit of the colorless December had become maniacally psychotic. So me personally, I think giving her the weapon, it was the weapon that made her go insane, but I could always be wrong with that. Either way, that's the end of this week's video. This Saturday I will be putting up part 3 with even more princesses. So I really do sincerely thank you all very much for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of these princesses and whatever else your thoughts that you have. Subscribe for more Tower of God. I also cover One Piece, The Walking Dead, Manmusu, Pokemon, and a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to start covering Kisnaiver as well. I cover a bunch of stuff. If you're interested in any of it, check it out. Follow on Twitter as well if you want, and I will keep you all as updated as I possibly can through Twitter on what's going on with when I'm posting videos. So once again, I will thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.